Hello, my name is Rebecca and I'm here with the next video in our series of videos all about teaching English in China. So today's video is all about the working visa for China, which is also known as the Z visa. I know from experience that this process can seem really overwhelming, so I'm going to try break it down for you as simple as possible today. So I'm just finishing up the visa process for myself. I'm collecting my visa in a couple of days and then I need to book my flight and I'm moving to China in 2 weeks. So basically there are 3 documents you need to apply for the Chinese work visa. So the 3 documents are your non-criminal background check, which is your police certificate, your degree and a TEFL. I'll talk about these 3 documents individually. So the end goal for these 3 documents is to get them legalised by the Chinese embassy in Ireland. But before they can be legalised by the Chinese embassy, they require to be authenticated by the Department of Foreign Affairs in Ireland. And some of them, depending, I'll talk about that in a minute, also need to be notarised by a notary public. Okay, let's talk about the non-criminal background check. So this has to be within 6 months of your application for your visa. So you can't use one from 2-3 years ago. This has to be within 6 months. And also when you go into the police station to ask for this, they'll ask you what it's for and you just say it's for a Chinese visa. So I went into my local Garda station, I just explained I'm moving to China and I need a non-criminal background check for my visa. What you have to bring with you is your passport and a photocopy of your passport. You need to bring your birth cert and a photocopy of your birth cert, and then they will give you a form there and then to fill out. So this document is completely free to get. As far as I know, you fill out that form, they send it to the superintendent in your area and he sends you back the police certificate. So I have mine from 2 years ago here. This is a photocopy of it, but it just says on Garda Síochána police certificate. I just want to say that this is not the same as Garda vetting. I remember my first time to apply, I thought it was the same as a Garda vetting, but it's not. It's a non-criminal background check. The next step with this, it does not have to be notarized by a notary public in my experience. I brought it straight to the Department of Foreign Affairs, but it has to be the original copy. The Department of Foreign Affairs will only stamp it if it's the original copy. If you want to photocopy that certificate, that's when you need to get it notarized by the notary public. I've always just brought the original, bring it to the Department of Foreign Affairs, they stamp it for you. It's €40, takes maybe like 30-40 minutes. So next I'll talk about the degree, because that's kind of similar in terms of the process. So from what I've gathered, the Department of Foreign Affairs will only stamp something that is from a government body. So like on Garda Síochána and National University of Ireland, these are Irish government bodies, so the Department of Foreign Affairs can see that they're original documents. So they will stamp it for you and then the Chinese embassy will stamp it for you. So in this case the TEFL is a little bit different. The TEFL that I did was from an English company. I didn't know this at the time of doing it, but that meant that it had to be done from the English Department of Foreign Affairs and the Chinese embassy in England. I contacted an agency that I sent it over to the UK and they got everything done, literally sent it back to me in the post, and it was legalised by the Chinese embassy in England. This service is also one to consider if you're not that close to Dublin, because the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Chinese embassy are in Dublin, and between travelling up and down to get all these different stamps and stuff, an agency is a really good option to consider. If you're looking into doing a TEFL, just check the links in the description box. They provide online TEFL courses and they can also help you with the process of getting your documents authenticated and legalised, so it's definitely a good thing to check out. So what I generally tried to do was be at the Department of Foreign Affairs for 9:30, give them your 2 documents, they'll take however long, sit there and wait, and then either walk or get the bus, depending on the weather, out to the Chinese embassy, and you should be there well before closing time. You need to bring your passport, a photocopy of your passport, a visa legalisation form, and as far as I know, a photocopy of the document that you're getting legalised. So the visa legalisation form, I have it here. It's the application form for consular legalisation, blah blah blah, and you just basically fill out what it's for and just your information. It's quite short, it's only 2 pages. And you'll have to do one of these for each document as far as I know. That's what I've always done. And the visa legalisation is €20 per document, and it generally takes a week or just under. So after you have your degree, your non-criminal background check and your TEFL all legalized, you're going to need to send it over to your school in China. So after about 10 to 14 days, your employer over in China should send you back a work permit, and you need to bring this work permit, your passport, a photocopy of your passport, a passport photo, the work permit. I got mine in Chinese and in English. I brought both. I can't remember which one they used. Maybe they took both. And then a visa application form, which looks like this. You can find it on the Chinese embassy website, but it just asks you all your details and why you're applying for a visa and so on. I remember I submitted my work permit on a Monday and it was ready for collection on a Thursday. And after this, you have your Z visa and you can book a one-way flight to China. So I just want to summarize it one more time. You need your degree, your non-criminal background check and your TEFL. These all need to be authenticated by the Department of Foreign Affairs in Ireland and then stamped by the Chinese embassy. After that, you send it over to your employer in China. They send you back a work permit, and you go to the embassy with a visa application and apply for your Z visa. So I hope this video helped. I remember when I was starting the process, I literally was just like, can somebody just explain this to me? So I hope that I am now that person that is making it a little bit simpler for you. I'll be back soon with our next video in this series, all about my tips for packing for China and what not to forget and what to bring and so on. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!